welcome back to the January house. This is Mike. Thanks for checking in. It's Thursday, and before we get started, I just want to let you know that tonight, Thursday night, I'll be having a pop-up auction on my other channel, the January Auction House. Bruce Mize will be live with me at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I put a link to the preview video in the description below. Come hang out with us. It's a great time, and I hope to see you there. All right, today's video is a few items that I recently sold in my eBay store, but I skipped over the higher dollar items. Most of them were video games and consoles, and everyone knows that they sell for some pretty decent money. So I picked out some of the more obscure items that you might see if you're out and about at yard sales or flea markets, or if you're like me and you buy box lots at auctions and you get a bunch of like random things inside, or maybe things that are incomplete. So let's jump into it. All right, first up is this 1990 Batman Turbojet Batwing toy. I got this from my buddy Johnny, who's with me on Sunday nights on my other channel. We do auctions at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern. I bought a bunch of toys from him that he got from various different places. And this toy was very cool, but it was missing some missiles and some stickers, so it was incomplete. But it sold for good money. I have probably $2 into it, and it sold for $46 plus shipping. All right, next is a lot of two covers for Wii Remotes. These are like that skin grippy thing that goes over the Wii Remote so you don't like fly it out of your hand when you're playing the Wii. So I bought a big lot of video game stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and there were some of these extra Wii Remote covers in the box that I bought, and I just lotted them up, and they didn't sell for big money, but I don't have much cost in them, maybe a quarter, and they sold for $10.99 with free shipping. All right, next up is a remote control. I'm not really sure what vehicle this goes to, but it says Thunder Tumbler on it. I put the batteries in. It seems to work fine. I got this in a box lot at the live auction that I go to. And again, it didn't sell for big money, but how many times have you been to like a flea market or a yard sale or even an auction, and there's the remote control car, but there's no remote to it? So people are definitely looking for these items. Again, maybe 50-cent cost into this, and I sold it for $13.99 free shipping. It was very small, went first class, and it sold pretty quick. All right, next up is an item that kind of surprised me that it sold, but this is a trip light, power supply where you can plug, multiple items into one unit. It has a surge protector on it. I got it in a storage locker, and when I used to buy storage lockers, I would have a lot of random items. But you got to try to sell all those items so you can make sure you make your money back on the unit and keep your cost of goods low. And I ran some comps, and this one sold for some decent money. I might have 50 cents into this, and it sold for $19.99 with free shipping. All right, next up is a shirt. I don't sell many clothing items, but I found this at a yard sale, and when I'm at yard sales, I tend to look for men's clothing, and they usually don't have too much of it. But I found this shirt. I paid 50 cents for this Buck Cherry 2009 tour shirt. It's not vintage, and I don't think Buck Cherry is that popular of a band, but it was in really, really good condition. It looked like it was never worn, maybe worn once, and I put it up on eBay, and this sold for $24.99 plus shipping. All right, next up is a book, and this is a turkey hunting book about how to do turkey calls. So I got this from my neighbor on a consignment deal, and I know there's been a lot of discussion on the reselling channels about doing consignment deals, and some people are for them and some people are against them. I think you just have to find the right situation. So my neighbor finds things here and there, and all he's looking for is some money to go golfing or go out to dinner with his wife, and he knows I sell on eBay and mercari. And that's another thing, make sure you tell people what you do, because you never know. So he came across some books and he said, hey, I have a few of these, and if there's any money you can make from it, let me know, we'll split it. So that's what I did, and after fees and shipping. So this cost me nothing, and I sold it for $55 with free shipping. All right, next up is a remote control. And in my last What Sold video, I showed that I sold a remote control, and it was Sansui. And I got some feedback that, yeah, remote control sell if you have Sansui remote controls, because Sansui is a really good electronics brand, but the average remote control doesn't sell for that much, which is true. But this one's a Panasonic, so just a generic Panasonic remote control. And I have probably $1 cost into it from a storage locker. But it sold for decent money, I think, for $1, $17.49 with free shipping. All right, here's an item that took a little while to sell. This is a Steelers, fleece blanket throw. I bought a large Pittsburgh Steelers football lot off of Facebook Marketplace, and there was a number of different items in there. You might remember I sold that big, like, blow-up doll that you put on your yard. But this blanket was in there, and it did take a while to sell. I have $2.50 cost into this, but it sold for $29.99 plus shipping. I think this is an item that you could find in yard sales or flea markets or even at the thrift store maybe. So be on the lookout. It did take a little while to sell, but it eventually sold. All right, next up is this item that I find at yard sales pretty regularly, actually. This is one of those crocheted, Afghan blankets. People call it a Roseanne Blanket from the TV show. So if you're going to find one of these and list it on eBay, definitely put the word Roseanne Blanket in the title. So I bought this for $3 at a yard sale, and it sold for $30 plus shipping. I usually use either a medium or large flat rate box to ship them, depending on the size of the blanket. And they always sell pretty well for me. All right, then finally, I sold this Gamecube Game, and we all know that Gamecube games sell pretty well. But I think everyone's always looking for, the Mario Brothers or the Metroid ones, or, some of the ones that sell for really, really good money, the Pokemon games. But I was at a little thrift store in a town. I was running some errands, and I just put it up on Google Maps, thrift stores. I found this little thrift store on Main Street, and in with the DVDs. So make sure you look at the DVD section, the media section, was this Gamecube game. This is Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it was even missing the manual, but I only picked it up for $1. It sold pretty quick for $13 with free shipping. So that's all I have. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button for me. Leave me a message in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more great videos. Thanks.